Welcome back, Soulful Society, to Soulful of Wellness,
the multi-generational podcast brought to you by two functional imperfectionists
and certified coaches
who deliver tips to live your most authentic, balanced, and anxiety-free life.
So a theme that seems to be coming up a lot lately is the idea of taking up space, or more to the point, not taking up space. Taking up space you deserve or having your voice heard is particularly a problem for women.
But men, don't change the channel. It's important for you to hear this content.
For sure. As women in particular, even when we believe that we deserve to have a voice, to have support, to be in the room, to have a seat at the table, we don't always claim it. And I feel like this is something that can be ingrained in us. We make ourselves smaller. We apologize for our opinions. We sacrifice ourselves to make others more comfortable.
But we're not doing it anymore. Today's episode has the 10 tools you need to help you claim the space you deserve. Hello, Soulful Society, and thank you so much for joining us again for another week of wellness goodness. If you have not already done so, please follow, rate, and review this podcast. We love and appreciate your feedback.
The amount of space that you take up in all aspects of your life has an impact on people's perceptions of you, but more importantly, it has an impact on how you feel about your own voice.
When you practice taking up space, you're telling the world you matter. You're showing people what you deserve and how you expect to be treated. If you aren't sure where to start, or if the whole idea of taking up more space feels scary, here are the 10 small acts of space taking for you to practice in daily life.
All right, we're just going to dive straight in today. Get to the point. Number 1, drop the words sorry and just from your vocabulary. Unless you're actually apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that is so relatable, especially in the corporate world, that word just. A lot of women tend to do this. And so we are starting a movement to honor ourselves as women. And we are deleting the word just checking in or just wanted to follow up.
Right. Like, don't mind me, little old me over here. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to take up your time or your attention or to want some information from you. No more.
It's compulsive. It's like a habit. We even do it at restaurants when we're the paying customer. Sorry, just have a quick question. Sorry, can I also put in another order?
Or, oh, sorry, can you just pass the salt super quick? Like, no.
No, please pass the salt.
Exactly. Tool number 2, strike a power pose. It sounds so goofy, but it is so fun and so effective, and it physically gets you in the space. So we're suggesting you do this possibly when you're brushing your teeth. That way you are starting and ending each day strong with your power pose. You can feel yourself physically go from taking up less space to more space. As you're looking at yourself in the mirror, breathe into it. Now, the pose itself is up to you. It evolves over time, let's be honest, what doesn't? You might want to put your hands on your hips, something that opens and lifts your chest, elongate your neck. So you are literally physically taking up more space. You're standing up straight, you're standing up tall, you're standing up proud.
My go-to one would be the Superwoman pose. So hands on the hips, chest out. It makes a huge difference because you're setting up your body in a different way to allow more blood flow and more confidence and better posture.
And you feel grounded and stable. Like if somebody bumped into you, they would just go ricocheting backward a couple steps. You're planted.
Right.
Try it out. It's fun and effective.
Tool number 3, ask for what you need and don't assume how anyone will respond to you. Ooh, this one hits.
Yes.
This one hits. And is it just from centuries of women putting everything on their backs and trying to read the room and take care of others before ourselves? Like, where does this even come from? It's a thing though.
Well, I know for myself, it comes from overthinking. So before I even ask you for what I need or what I want, I run all the scenarios of responses you could possibly give me. So I have now practiced in my brain enough times that I've decided what you are very likely going to say. My therapist noticed that I do this, and she framed it this way for me. Don't steal someone's chance to respond. Don't steal their chance to make the decision for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that was so eye-opening for me. I thought, oh my goodness. I thought I was just saving them the interruptions, saving them from having to say no, because boy, isn't that hard. Spoiler to tool number 10. And when she framed it as, no, I'm taking someone's freedom of choice from them, it gave it a whole new light and made me so much more capable of asking. Maybe I'll get, maybe I won't, but at least I'm leaving it up to the person to decide for him or herself.
What a beautiful reframe.
Very effective. Tool number 4, schedule time for you. Just for you, all by yourself.
It sounds silly, but if you actually put it on the calendar, you can start training yourself to prioritize yourself as a habit.
Put it on the calendar. This is different than just saying 3 hours next week will be dedicated to me. No, which hours in what time increments on which days? Put it there.
Tool number 5. I love this. Pay for something that makes your life easier. Whether it's house cleaning, whether it's grocery delivery, a nanny, etc.
I love that too.
Yeah, I just love it. You're so worth it. Just do it.
Right.
Make your life easier. And here's the question we ask. What is one thing you hate doing that you could outsource and then have time to do something where your presence would really make an impact?
Boom.
Boom.
When you ask it that way, it feels less indulgent.
Mm-hmm.
I have cleaning ladies who come every other week. I would rather work twice as long to pay them to come clean because cleaning makes me grumpy and cranky, and I really just don't like it. But it still feels a little decadent to have cleaning ladies until I frame it this way. What does it free me up to do that really matters?
Yeah, you're prioritizing your own happiness and making yourself happy. I feel like oftentimes we feel like that's so selfish. That's sort of the go-to thought. But to make yourself happy is actually the major key. It's the center of everything. It's going to bleed into your relationships. So really, you're doing them a favor in the long run too.
Just like you're worthy of space, you're worthy of the investment. Tool number 6, go somewhere alone.
You could even frame it as taking yourself on a date.
It can be a meal. It can be a movie. It can be a day, an overnight, a week. It really doesn't matter. Practice the art of meeting your own needs. No compromises, no interruptions.
These things, though, are hard. Like, I haven't done this before. I haven't gone to the movies alone.
I think this is the opportunity to get information that you otherwise wouldn't get. When you're going to dinner with a friend, you know the conversation and how it goes. Where do you want to go? Oh, I don't care. Where do you want to go? I don't know. What do you feel like eating? If it's just you and you're not having the conversation, where you go to eat is clearly where you wanted to go to eat. There was no trying to accommodate the person you care about and want to make happy. That person is you and only you. You're the one there.
Yeah, it's practicing that decisive skill, the decision-making skill, which allows you to be less small. and make your presence known. I think we should go here.
By doing this on your own and getting that information, you learn what it is you really want. Everyone you interact with is better off in the end as well, because now you have the answers. When that conversation starts, where do you want to go for dinner? You know, you're like, well, let me tell you.
Tool number 7, tell someone about something you've accomplished. Let yourself be really proud and excited about it. Don't downplay any part.
This might feel a little like bragging when you first start. It's not bragging. It's sharing your life candidly with excitement.
It's okay to be excited.
Celebrate the wins.
Celebrate the wins. The people in your corner will be glad to celebrate with you.
They want to celebrate with you. Great tool. Tool number 8. When you get a compliment, say, thank you. Hard stop. No caveat.
That's it.
No dismissing. No downplaying. No explaining why it really wasn't all that. Just thank you.
This one is super graceful. It's not even like you're taking up more space, but it's the opposite of being small.
I love that.
You're acknowledging your worth and your presence, and you're taking in that compliment. And let's be honest, there are a few things that are less annoying when you're trying to give a genuine compliment and the person just deflects it and won't accept it.
It feels abrupt if you're not used to doing this. You feel like, thank you, period, awkward silence. And you're thinking, wait, there needs to be more. There has to be more. What else do I say?
Thank you. So let's all practice that this week. Thank you with a period, with nothing after it. I need to work on this one too.
How about it with a smile? That'll be the
thank
go
you with a
if
smile.
You feel like there needs to be more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take it, own it, accept it, and leave it. Drop your mic right there. Thank you, and move on. Because then you're going to start making this into a healthy habit.
Mm-hmm. Tool number 9, speak your truth. Not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will like you and want you to be their new best friend. That's okay.
Ain't that the truth? Don't be afraid to engage in a debate or a discussion. Your thoughts, ideas, beliefs are worthy to be in the room. They're worthy to be said. You are more than worthy. It's the opposite of being agreeable. You know, with those people who just go on and on about their beliefs, assuming you have the same ones?
Or even prompting you to be agreeable. The people who say, don't you think?
Right.
Don't you agree? And I have been known to be evasive because I'm strong enough to not say something I don't believe. But there are so many times that for various reasons, I just don't want to engage, even when it's not antagonistic. It doesn't even matter why. I just kind of smile and, oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, no energy for it, or you're trying to be polite.
There are times to say, actually, no, I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I can say, no, I don't think I do agree with that. I think X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you risk, oh, but people might not like me. Newsflash, people aren't going to like you anyway.
Yeah, not everyone's for everyone.
Oh, yeah, that's the girl who doesn't have opinions.
Right. I feel like a lot of these tools are helping you step into your power and just own who you are so that you can live life more freely and from the soul. Yeah, no more wishy-washy, flaky, I don't know, like not choosing who you are.
Right. Evasive maneuvers. Right.
Tool number 10, say no.
Say no.
Don't apologize. Don't hedge. Just let your no be a complete response.
Right. And you can say, no,
thank you.
Or thank you so much for offering, but that's a no. You know, it can have more words, but don't go into the whole, I'd love to, but my cousin's flying in from Toronto and the person isn't interested anyway. Half the time they probably knew or thought it was very likely it was going to be a no. It feels hard to say, but they were fully prepared for it.
The weird thing is I can share from my recent experience of wedding planning and all the events that come with that. The person doing the inviting there's so much going on. They really don't need the long paragraph explanation as much as you're coming from a good place because you feel bad because you'd want to be there and you can't.
Right. You want to prove that you really would like to, or you do like them and care about them, but it's still a no on whatever this is. It's like you want to prove this doesn't mean we're not friends anymore.
Right. And that's going against sort of what we're talking about today, which is taking up space, owning your power. Just a simple, polite no is equally, it's probably more effective, actually. It's more effective than the paragraph explanation. And the person on the receiving end, at least if they're comfortable in themselves, will respond in a positive or neutral way.
It's important to have boundaries. It's important to know your boundaries, and it's important to be able to articulate where the boundaries fall.
Yeah, you show them.
People respond to that. They appreciate it. They respect it.
It's like you're showing them how to treat you. So it's like if we could sum up some themes from today's episode of how to take up more space, like, well, what are we talking about here? We're talking about stepping into your power, owning that you belong, that you're meant to be in that room, that you deserve to be, and also putting your unique soulful self on display. And people either are going to take it or leave it. And there's something really empowering about that.
It's okay if not every person is your biggest fan. So we have a question for you. Where are you not taking up space in your life, but you really need to?
Is it at work? Is it in your personal relationships? Is it in a romantic relationship? Is it in general? Is it in social settings? Is it just not showing up for yourself? Where are you not taking up enough space? And on the contrary, where can you take up more space? And I'll add in there, let's as women not be afraid to physically take up space.
Right.
You notice we always have our legs crossed and we're being in really small positions. Like, spread out your arms around that booth or that couch and own it. Do your little power pose. You can even do it sitting down.
Take up that physical space that your body deserves.
Yes, queen.
This week, you are going to step out, play big, and advocate for yourself. Practice our 10 tools. It might feel uncomfortable at times, but do it anyway.
We hope you learned a thing or 10 about how to take up more space, be more confident, advocate for yourself. If you like this episode, please hit that share button and share with a friend. And we'll see you next week. Peace, love, and light.
Thank you so much for listening. Until next week, peace, love, and light.
The Soulful of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers. Soulful.